Hello, everybody. My name is Dean Asher. I'm the head of technical services for sustainable building solutions. And today I'm going to speak to you about our Polypipe underfloor heating range here at Polypipe Building Products. So, Building Products is part of Genuit Group, which consists of 17 business units that you'll see in front of you. There's a whole emphasis really around helping construction build better via the movement of water and air through the various business units that we have. Sustainability is obviously a big part of our business. So ensuring that we recycle products and we help to reduce the emissions, not just from the manufacturing facilities that we have, but also to our customers, ensuring that the products that they buy have all the necessary EPDs, etc., behind them. So I want to speak to you very briefly about underfloor heating. There's a couple of different types of underfloor heating on the market that you'll most likely be aware of. There's the electric underfloor heating system, and there's the warm water underfloor heating system. We are specialists in warm water underfloor heating, so I'm going to take you through how that works and then some of the different options available to you, be it from a new build or a retrofit uh, perspective. So I guess first, just a little bit about how the different types heat up compared to a radiator system. So on the left, you'll see a radiator system, and on the right, you'll see an underfloor heating system. Radiators use convection heat to heat the property, so that is effectively circulating air. Hot air rises to the surface, it then cools, drops, and then it recirculates around. So this is convection heat. So they're not, although they're called radiators, they're actually called convectors. Is the way that they heat the actual air. If you look at a radiator, you may see lots of kind of corrugated fins on the back. That is to increase the surface area of that radiator. You may also notice that they have a tendency to collect a lot of dust. Again, that's because it's circulating the air and obviously dust around the property. You'll also see that they're a high temperature. So radiators usually can be 60, 65 degrees, depending on what the consumer sets it at. On the right hand side, you'll see an underfloor heating system. The first point really is that this is a low temperature system. So we designed them really to get the floor temperature no more than 27 degrees. The heat is then radiated up from the floor, so you get a much smoother. It's a much more effective way of heating the property, and then obviously the warm air rises up through the room and then eventually drops back down, and then the process starts again. You don't tend to get as much circulation of dust because it is radiating the room as opposed to convecting the room. So there are some health benefits to that as opposed to a traditional radiator system. Oh, sorry, I skipped on one there. There we go. So why choose underfloor heating? A lot of emphasis at the moment around Part L. So Part L has reduced the flow temperatures really down to about 55 degrees from 80. And there's also the future home standard. So there's a lot of legislation really that's helping transition from traditional radiators to a underfloor heating system. So because it runs at lower temperatures, it will save money and it is more environmentally friendly, particularly when used with some of the emerging technologies that we've got out there. So 40% of respondents again say that they use it as eco-renewable approach to meet the Part L. And 52% of respondents think that underfloor heating will be the most common heat emitter for homes after 2025. So just touching on the low flow temperatures there, so you'll just see the kind of model of where we're going. So pre-Part L, it was 80. It's now 55, and it's set to drop again with the future home standard. potentially as low as 35 degrees. So again, if you was to use a traditional heating system, you would need bigger radiators, which have some design implications. Nobody wants a bigger radiator on the wall because then you can't put your bit of furniture there, etc. So the beauty of underfloor heating is it is low temperature ready. So once it's in, it can run as low as 35 degrees, no problems at all. Zoning. So this just shows one of the computer-aided designs that we do in the technical department, which again we can do for every project, and it shows that the different green, blue, and red zones on there. All of those zones are controllable. Certainly, you can zone certain areas off to control the heat in it, so you can again make it more efficient by doing that. Depending on what your heat source is, certainly larger projects such as this one, the zoning will certainly help reduce the consumption. In particular, this particular project was used with a gas boiler, so having it zoned will then help, one, with the flow temperature reduction, and then two, individual controlling of the zones, or potentially grouping some zones together should they wish. So this is just touching on some of the controls. So we've got simple controls, standard controls, and smart controls. They all have a degree of technology in there called setback, which stops your house from dropping too cold. Because if you let it go too cold, it'll take an awful lot of energy to then heat it back up to the temperature that you required, such as 21 degrees. The smart controls have apps available and Alexa connectivity, etc. So you can control them on the move and track the trends of what your heating's doing. So again, really intelligent controls with the underfloor heating systems. This is just showing you quickly one of the manifolds. Now, the manifold come in various different sizes. You would traditionally have one of these per floor. So if you're just doing a ground floor with underfloor heating, this would be sized accordingly. On the top right, on the top bar there, the blue one, you'll see the actuators. Those are connected into the controls by the wiring center, and then they open and close depending on which circuit's calling for heat and which one's closed. The bottom red bar has the flow meters on. The flow meters, etc., are set with the design. This particular manifold has auto balancing technology. The beauty of that is once you get the technical design, which is something that we supply free of charge, you can set each of the zones up according to the design, and then it will ensure that each room is getting the correct amount of heat. So it's very much a design proposition, underfloor heating, to make sure that everything's working the way it should be. And on the left, you'll see the pump pack and blending valve. This will blend down a higher flow temperature to a lower one, therefore saving energy and making it much more efficient. So that's what the device above the pump there is. It's a mixing valve that mixes the flow temperature with the return temperature to make a lower flow temperature for the underfloor heating. Overlay Plus is a fantastic retrofit product. It's only 18mm floor build-up, great for renovations. It's easy to fit. Some installation points there. You just got to make sure that the subfloor is level, and again, the panels are correctly secured. All the information is available on the website. And we're actually partnered with Ardex for a lot of the information that we give. So if you needed any information on subfloor preparation or any information on any intermediate layer, so a self-leveling compound, Ardex have a whole host of different products that they can support you with on that. Some in the floor products, these are traditional systems that are embedded within a screed. Unlike the previous Overlay Plus product, these would require, they're usually done in a new build scenario. So you've got the red floor panel, which is a castellated panel that pipe clips in. The middle one is a staple system where it's pipe effectively stapled to rigid insulation, and then there's a screed on top. And then the low profile system on the far right is a lower profiled version of the red panel, which allows for a smaller screed depth to be laid on top of it, and is fantastic for some of the flowing cementitious screeds that we see on the market today. Support for the industry is quite a big thing. There's a lot of skills gaps in the industry. A lot of installers are unaware of certain legislation changes around Part L and the need to move to a lower temperature solution. So we did a bit of research to see where these installers go for the information, and again, trade media, trade bodies, colleges, and things like that are places that we go. So we realized that we probably need to do more as a manufacturer. So we launched our approved engineer network. So our approved engineer network, effectively, we offer free training and support. We also have some of our products in colleges around the UK. And really, we're there to educate people and on the transition from a traditional heating systems to a low temperature underfloor heating solution. So this is something that we're very proud of. We've got 6 or 7 training centres now across the UK, and we've recruited a whole host of approved engineers to support the end users with installation of the products. Some of the collaborations that we're doing in the industry is with Genus. Genus are decarbonisation experts, so they have some sophisticated software that allows you to answer a series of very, very simple questions on your property. They will give you then some very tailor-made recommendations around how you can help decarbonize your property through possibly additional insulation, possibly via a new heat source. There's a whole host of different advice that can give you based on whatever budget you've got. So I'd highly recommend heading over to their website and having a look at the various different services that they can offer. And again, just to really finish off, another part of my role is I'm very fortunate to be the chairman of the BEMA Underfloor Heating Group. The BEMA Underfloor Heating Association is a trade association where all members agree to offer quality systems, components, and products. So whatever project you're looking to do, always look for the BEMA logo to ensure that the supplier of the product or the manufacturer is working to the correct standards. So always look for that BEMA logo. I'd like to thank you very much for listening to my presentation today, and I look forward to speaking to you in the Q&A section. Thank you very much.